So 8 games done. That means there's 23 games left in the regular season, and there's at least 1 game left in the ACC tournament. So guaranteed 24 games left. 8 are done. So really, quite I guess a fourth of the season is done, of the regular season at least. So I think it's a good time for us to gather. Joey, you can bring the fried chicken and the mashed potatoes. Sean, you can bring the green beans, and we'll have a repast because we need to bury. Yeah,
Mhm.
we need to bury last season. We need to have a homegoing service for it. Let it go.
Mhm.
Let it go. It's done. It's over. It is
Mhm.
finished. This is a different team. I like having you underneath it for the track.
Mhm.
It's a different team. And I think we all have a natural inclination to compare it because that's all we have to compare it to. And as long as RJ Davis and Armando Bacot are on their team, they're kind of the face of it. People will revert back to last year, but I think RJ said it like it's time to end talking about last year because this is a completely different team. They play differently. They're constructed differently. They're coached differently, and you can see that some of the things that you maybe were worried about with that team carrying over haven't carried over. Now this new team has its own set of challenges it's going to have to overcome, but I do think we're at the point now, 8 games in, a couple of big wins, a come from behind win, a close loss, where you can say, all right, the issues that plagued UNC the last 2 years are not going to plague them this year. How can they move forward with this group? And what are the issues that are going to plague them this year? How can you identify them? And what can they do to solve them moving forward? I think that's where we're at, is that we can proclaim officially. Let's make it an official coast to coast declaration, Joey. Today on Sunday, December 3rd, that last season's over.
The season is hereby dead, in the ground, buried, and the headstone's been placed. Look, man, I saw people on social, and I get it. Fans are going to fan, and I think that's what makes Inside Carolina as a community fun at times. But after the Villanova game, I think a lot of folks had that natural inclination to here we go again. A lot of people, and again, I saw it on my timeline. People were just blowing up like this is the same as it ever was, and it's just more of blah blah blah. And so what I've seen since that loss to Villanova, which again, a lot of things had to go wrong for UNC to lose that game. I think we have the ability to look back on now. The Tar Heels came back and beat an Arkansas team that again they had one guy going nuts, an Arkansas team who talking about quad one wins earlier, Sean, knowing what they did at home against Duke, that might turn that into a quad one win for a majority of the season unless they totally just tank. So seeing that and then seeing what North Carolina did against Tennessee and against Florida State, it's giving the folks who still want to grind an axe against Hubert Davis, man, it's making those folks feel some kind of way. Now, that's not to say there aren't still things that can concern you about this team. We saw that in the way that they got behind against Florida State, or even in the way that, they got up so big against Tennessee and Tennessee came back.